Hi, I'm Kerry from Mobilates, and I'm with you for half an hour of gentle Pilates-inspired movement. And it's good to be back. I wasn't here last week. I was sort of here in a recording, but I had a week off, and it was my first week off since Christmas. So, yeah, I really needed it. So I'm feeling all fresh and ready to go. I hope you are keeping well. If you want to drop me a hello, let me know how you are, how things have been. Any niggles that you've got, because it's good for me to know those, especially as the weeks go on. There's a lot of regulars here, so anything you need to let me know about. We're going to be doing a mix of positions. You might stand or sit, and we're going to be doing lying down, but you could also do that section seated. When I say seated and lying down, you could also be on a bed. You could be sitting on the edge of your bed and then pulling your duvet back and lying on the mattress. So yeah, I want to get moving, accommodate as many different ways of doing that as we can, because the movement's the most important thing. Right, let's take our feet a comfortable width, whether you're standing or sitting. Soften your knees just so they're not super tight and your legs aren't really pushed back. There's just a little softness there. And if you're sitting in your chair, just have a little wiggle side to side. And then we're going to breathe in as our palms come up and breathe out as our palms come down. That's it, couple more. Let your hands drift down and then give your feet a wipe. Just like you're wiping them and you've just come in from outside and you're wiping the soles of your shoes. We're trying to get a bit of sensation in our feet. I've got textured, socks with little grips on, so they make quite a noise. Right, now we'll come to a static-ish position. It's going to be a little bit balancy, so you might need to hold on to something if you're standing. We're just going to move around the ball of our foot. So I'm just trying to move around this front part of my foot. If I do that seated, you might see that better. And something to watch out for as you do this, if your ankles are a bit wibbly, if they sort of twist out to the side, just watch this. It's just about feeling. It's like drawing a circle around the sole of your foot. It's not about pushing really big circles and going out like that. Just looking for the sole of your foot, a bit of stimulation. We'll go back the other way and then change feet. Oh, this side is a little bit stiff to do. And the other way. That's it. And then if you're seated, we've got our feet facing forwards and our knees are about 2 fists apart. I want you to put your hands up here on your chest. Just push into your feet, just push a little forwards and back. And then we're going to rock with our feet forwards and backwards. If you're standing, arms outwards loosely. They're not ramrod straight, they're just loosely out there. Our legs are a little bit wider for balance. And we're just rocking, letting the toes come up and down. If this feels a little unsafe, you may want to do this next to a wall. So you could have your hand on the wall as you do this. Whoa, that was a big one. It's bigger than I meant to go. And then place the soles of your feet down, toes, the whole lot. Now, same thing, but your feet stay on the floor. Just feel what that's like. There needs to be a little bit of tension here, and almost like you're lifting yourself and growing a little taller, whether you're seated or standing. And I'm trying not to let my toes go and have a little grip like cat claws. That's it. And then give everything a little wiggle. And we'll do some shoulder rolls on one side. I'm just seeing how it is, a little backwards, a little forwards, a little circle. And then the other side. And now I'm going to slow them down, bring my breath into it. So I'm going to do mine together. You can keep going one side and then the other. So I breathe in as they come forwards and up. It's like a moment's pause at the top. And then I breathe out as I squeeze my shoulder blades closer to each other. And then I feel everything dropping down. I'll show you from the back. Maybe there's something to see. I'm not sure. You might see a little bit of the shoulder blade movement. That's it. And then we're going to drop down into our knees a little if we're standing. If you're seated, just come slightly away from the back of your seat. We're going to place our hand on the belly and a hand on our back. And today, these are pelvic tilts that we're going into. So grow a little taller. Imagine this is a bowl of soup. The underneath of the bowl is like where your bottom curves under and underneath. And if you're sitting, it's the base that sits on your chair. This bit here, I'm touching here and touching at the back. This is like the edges, and the top of the soup, the top of the bowl, is as if we cut ourselves in half. Right, now, just feel your bowl. Feel what the back of the bowl feels like, the front of the bowl. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, it's like you're almost pulling your belly muscles up a little bit, and you're tipping the bowl backwards, as if the soup is going to fall out the back. And now I'd like you to breathe in and tip this bowl forwards, soup spilling out onto the floor. And the part that's moving is the pelvis and the lumbar spine, this low part of our spine. So it's nothing, it's not this top bit up here, that's not doing anything, it's just this low part. And it's a tipping, the bottom isn't gripping. You can check your bottom's nice and squishy and soft. I don't think I can see if anybody's here. Let me put the comments on. Oh, yes, now I can see. Hi, Christine. Hi. Oh, Jackie as well. Hello, hello. Nice to have you here. That's it. And then let that go. Just give them a little shake. And then place your hands on your hips. Just a little wiggle of that bowl again. So now it's like your hands are on the top of this bowl and you're just giving it a little side to side wiggle. Not much happening at the top, just this little wiggle underneath. Perfect. And then we'll go back to the shoulder rolls, but this time one side and then the other, just bringing a little bit of rotation into the body. My head is just moving with the body. And then take your legs wider. If you're seated, got our legs wider, I'd like you to slide your hands one forwards, one back, your elbow going towards the back of the chair, and you're going to get your rotation that way. If you're standing, it's a little swish around like you're in a jacuzzi, standing up, doing a little twirl, and just swishing in the bubbles. I can hear lovely clicking coming from my knees. Just a little bit of body percussion. They love to make this sound on this movement. And then bring it back to face the front, and we'll all bring our legs in. So if we look down between our feet, it's like there's space for a paperback book between our feet. Grow a little taller. Tap the back of your head and just pull your face and your head back slightly so you feel you've got a really nice long neck. And we're going to turn from one side to the other really gently. Come back to the center. Place your hands underneath like you're saying a little prayer. Fingers just under the chin. You want them to just feel them touching. So you might want your longest fingers. I tend to go with my first fingers and pointer finger at the front and my other fingers just sort of in front of my chin. Now we're going to tilt ear towards shoulder, back to the center, ear towards shoulder. And just notice what's going on for your neck. I can feel going over this side, which is to my left, is quite straightforward. It feels okay. This side's a little bit tight, doesn't want to go. So I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to keep it moving. Keep my breath going. Last one. Bring your arms down. And now some sort of circling. So I like a little side to side. Almost like a 3/4 circle. Going half one way and half the other. Some people like to go a little further. It's whatever feels good for you. And it's almost like you're pushing your chin away from your collarbone as it goes back. rather than letting your head fall back. Come back to the center. Right, let's go for some wrist circles each way. And then a figure of 8, letting the elbows move in and out. That's it. Taking our legs a little wider. Gently, there's a little bowing forwards, but it's coming from these shoulders. It's above the bra if you've got a bra on. And then a little leaning back and shining our chest upwards. And then bring your hands onto your chest. And we're just going to do a little bit more of that movement, that sort of circling. And this is like a sort of little washing machine movement, but it's all above this line here. So if you've got a bra on, think about that. If you haven't, imagine the line that's just under where your breastbone ends. And then we'll change direction. Come back to the center. Now we'll bring our legs back to that parallel position, like there's a book between our feet. I'm going to show you 2 versions, a standing version and a sitting version for this, because they're a little bit different. If you're standing, you're going to slide down like your back's against a wall and your knees point forwards. So we're not leaning forwards or hinging with this one. We're staying really upright. Like you can actually do this one against a wall. It works really well. You'll need your feet just a little bit away and you'll be going down a wall more like that. Now, if you are seated, I'm going to show you from the side. Come to the front third of your chair. Put your hands on the seat. We're going to push down as if we're going to stand and then sit back again, upright. Lean forwards. Your nose is just hovering over your toes and your knees here. I'm looking ahead and pressing down. And then I'm going to sit up. You can take this a little further and your bum just leaves the seat. It's more effort for the thighs. You can even do it with your thighs, your hands on your thighs. I quite like the hand near the chair, so I know that I'm going to be sitting down on it. And I certainly wouldn't do this on anything with wheels. Let's make this next one the last one. And then we're going to take our arms in an L shape. And we're going to give them a little slide back this time. Then let them go forwards. The gap between the hands stays the same. It's a bit like, do you remember cat's cradle with string? You've got a cat's cradle and you're keeping it tight. And you're just sliding forwards and backwards. That's it. And then we're going to turn our palms face upwards, palms upwards, and take the arms out to the side. You can do one at a time, like you're offering a little plate of snacks to somebody. So we've got this flat palm. You can squeeze your fingers towards each other. Good little exercise for finger strength. That's it. And your body faces forwards. Right, now we're going to try one arm going a little out to the side like that. Person you're offering the snacks to is a little further away. And then out to the other side. Out one side. Out to the other side. Now we're going to go together. Going to take a breath in. And as I breathe out, turning out, reaching outwards. Coming back in, coming forwards. You can even add onto this a heel raise. Just a little one. Same seated. I'm going to be on the front third of my chair. My legs in an L shape. Growing tall. And for seated, I really like it when my legs are sort of against each other. So feet are completely against each other. Squeeze them inwards. Same thing. And keep really tall. We're going to do 2 more. That's it. Lovely. And then we're going to take our legs wider. So I'll show you in seated first. So we're in this sort of wide leg position. Push down a little and grow taller. push down and grow taller. If you are standing, we're in this plie position. So our feet are out at a diagonal. I actually got a mat with marks on it. Oh my goodness, it makes things so much easier. I don't know if you can, the very faint mark, I can see it. So I can get my feet on these diagonals now. And that same sliding down a wall, if you're seated, it's pushing downwards. We're pushing downwards standing too, and definitely pushing into your heels to bring you up. Get all sorts of activation in the legs. Arms anywhere you like. One more. And then we're going to send our hips backwards. Take those knees out to the side. You might even feel, I feel like I want to come a little wider. And I'm pushing my hands away from my legs. So my back is really straight. I'll show you from the side. Sort of sumo squat. There. Right, now we're going to do a little dip. So we're going to take our shoulder towards the knee. It's just in that direction. There's no touching. And then come back to the center. And then in the other direction. So it just gives us a little twist. A little bit of rotation of the torso. One more each way. Come back to the center. Now, if you want to come up, come up. If you're okay where you are, just give your heel a little lift and down, and a little lift and down. You might try one more. Oh, don't need to come up very high. And now push through your feet and come upwards. Well done. That was really hard, that one. I really felt it. Right, now we're going to take ourselves down towards a lying down surface, or if you prefer, you can sit. So I'm going to move my chair. I'll do my sitting on the sofa. You may want a cushion for your head. I'm just going to change my camera so you can see me. That's it. And either sitting at the back of your chair, maybe against a cushion so you get really comfortable, or lying on your mat. Most people like their legs bent because it's a little softer on the low back, but you don't have to. We're just going to do a little bit of breath work to start. And I'll tell you when you need to bend your legs. I'm just checking I've got room for my arms to extend up here, and I have. And just give yourself a little time to settle, get comfortable, wriggle a little. And then when you've got comfortable, you check that your eyes are looking towards the ceiling if you're lying down, or looking straight ahead if you're seated. You might close them for a minute and just take a breath or two. And see if you can send that breath to your back and also to your belly. And I'm just trace down my breastbone here where you can go underneath. Just place a hand there, just down a little from the breastbone ends. And now I can feel that breath coming in. I can feel it in my hand and I can feel it in my back. It's like my back's spreading out on the mat. As I breathe out, I almost feel like everything melts down. A couple more like that. And you can close your eyes. I've got my eyes closed. It just settles and calms our body before we move it in a different position. No one wants to move when they're not relaxed, and we don't want tension and strain. We want to feel that we're ready and to go. Right, now it's time to bend our knees if they're not bent. So if you're lying down, your knees are bent, your feet are on the floor, and our legs are in this sort of 90-degree shape. If you're sitting on a chair, just come forward slightly so you're on the front half or third of your chair, and we'll place our hands on our belly, and we'll do those pelvic tilts again. Now, if you're sitting, your pelvic tilts are the same, and the bottom of the bowl is the bottom of your chair. If you are lying down, slightly different. So where the back of our bum, the sacrum, I'm just giving it a little wiggle, and our hips and the curve of our bum, there's the underneath of the bowl. This is the top we're going to place our hands here, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, tip whatever's in your bowl towards your ribs and let them sink down. And now tip away, like it's going down between your legs and sort of over onto your mat or your bed. Breathing out as you tip towards you, your belly has a little bit of tension, these ribs drop down. And then tipping away, almost might feel that you can get your hand underneath. Doesn't have to feel like that, it depends on the shape of your back. That's it. And one more. And then we're going to take a cushion away if you're lying down. And we're going to take this into a little bridge. So have your feet coming closer towards you. For the moment, if you're seated, could you stay on your pelvic tilt? Perhaps using a cushion between the legs to squeeze lightly, or a cushion behind you to feel to squash. If you are lying down, find something to look at on the ceiling, a little speck of dust or an imperfection on your perfectly painted ceiling. Go into your pelvic tilt. And once you feel you've got that tilt and it's tipping towards you, push into your feet and start to peel your back off the floor and your hips raise up. I'm not going very high. Hold it there. See if you can let your bottom just relax and be soft as you hold it. Your feet and your thighs, they're definitely not soft. They're really fired up. They're holding you. And now we're going to take it down nice and slow. You can even put your hands on your front ribs and just feel everything melt and curve downwards. Going up again. Holding it. And this time we're going to have a little zigzag down. It's a bit like a typewriter carriage going side to side as you Z your way down. Now, keep going with that. If you're seated, instead what I'd like you to do is your pelvic tilt and then a little wiggle side to side like we did before, keeping our upper body as still as we can, and you can have your hands on the edge of your bowl and just get that little wiggle, and then a pelvic tilt, come up, and then a little wiggle. We'll do a couple more. So coming up into your bridge, you might be coming higher, you might not. Still looking at that little speck of dust on the ceiling. See if you can let your bottom relax once you're there, but keep pushing into your heels, your feet, feel your thighs, a bit fiery. And then that little side to side. It's like, you know, when you see those amazing roads, often when there's like a really fancy car on them, they're doing all the Z bends. We're doing that sort of slalom-y Z bend descent. And then when you're down, just have a little wriggle. We'll go one more. Perfect. Right, now just have a little sway to ease off. Let your knees go side to side. You might want wider legs if you're seated. And we've got the cushion back underneath us. I don't know how my cushion just suddenly came back in there. Now we're going to do a little bit of side lying. Don't often do the side lying, so I thought time to bring it in. And I'll show you different things that we can do for seated that sort of use the same types of muscles. So if you're lying down, we're going to come onto our side. You might want to see I've got a cushion. I'm going to have a cushion and a towel to support my head. We're going to take our feet slightly forwards and our legs slightly forwards, almost like a boomerang. And the legs are pressing towards each other. And I'm trying to get that very side edge of my foot on the floor. Hand is here to help. And I'm going to push into the floor and just lift the leg a little bit and then take it down. Lift it, take it down. It's almost like it's just kissing the other leg as it comes down. And then it comes back up again. So we're not going, whoa, way up in high. No, just a little one. Perfect. If you are seated, Let's have our legs together, our hands on the edges of our seat. Press one foot down. One leg's going to stay where it is. The other leg's going to go out to the side and in, out and in. The only difference with this is that our legs are bent. You could even do it lying down with bent legs if it's feeling a bit much with long legs. Instead, try bending your legs so that your feet and the back of your spine and the back of your head are in line. Press this bottom leg right down in the mat, right from the side of your hip all the way down to your foot, and lift the other leg up just a bit and kiss it down. The knee and the ankle come away, press it down, kiss it down even. That's it. And one more. Take a breather. Maybe give everything a little rub. That's it. Now we're going to do opening like a book. So for this one, the legs are going to come forwards. I'll show the seated version, which is going to alternate. And if you're lying down, we're just going to work one side. I'm flattening this arm here. And the way I like to start these ones off is more of a slide. And this is how it's going to look if you're seated as well. So I'm keeping my legs together. They're in this sort of L shape. And I'm just going to pull my elbow back. Now, at this point, if you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia or any lower back sort of pain or twinges, let your legs open. Don't keep them jammed shut and really force a twist. So let your legs open and the elbow goes back. It's a bit like you're pulling a bow on a bow and arrow. And then bring that forward, let the legs close. If you haven't got osteoporosis and your spine is lovely and happy, you can keep your legs together. You'll get more rotation. And you can roll back and then come forwards. If you're seated, arms come outwards, push across as if you're trying to reach one hand, open out, push across. See what I mean about the alternating? And have your legs a little wider if you're seated, especially for osteoporosis and osteopenia, because it just gives you a much gentler rotation. And let's go for one more of these. This one I feel like I need a much bigger pillow under my head. I've got a little mini square one. I feel like I'm going to roll off it. And then we're going to swap round to the other side if you're side lying. So it might be that you're going to sit up and turn around. That's what I'm going to do. Or it might be you're going to go onto your back and roll away from me. So do whatever feels easiest. And if you want to swap to sitting as well, because the other side's too sore to do this position, go for it. Go into seated. So I'm going to swap myself over. So this arm, whatever position is comfortable to support your head. Legs can be straight and slightly forwards. So I can tell nicely because I've got this new line down the mat. I can see I'm behind this line here, and now I'm going to bring my feet forwards a bit. So I'm in this sort of boomerang bend. Press the side of the leg all the way down to the edge of the foot. You can see my toes are a bit towards me. Lift up and down, up and down. It's a little kiss downwards. And if that feels too heavy, bend the legs so the points of the knees are forwards. We're in this sort of triangle shape. And now my feet are lined up with the back of my spine, back of my head, press down into the floor. And just a little lift. It's a bit like a dog lifting its leg. And if you're seated, you've got your legs together. One leg stays still and presses down. The other one slides away just like this. And then it comes back to touch the other leg. And we're doing about 8. I think I've got 2 more to go. And then ease off. That's what I intend to do. I tend to bring my knee right up. Just give a little bit of a rub. And then we'll go into our open like a book. We're doing a variation, a little bow and arrow variation. So this arm comes out to reach. If you're seated, you'll be in arms in a T shape. The legs, if you're lying down, are in an L shape. This top arm, you might be able to put your hand right on top of the other hand, or you might be a little further back if that feels like you can't reach. And then we slide this hand back like we're pulling the bow on a bow and arrow. And we just let our body roll back as comfortably as it can. Now, if you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia, you don't want too much tension in a rotation. Rotations are small and gentle, not forced. So let your legs open, and so you can see, then you've got your hips rolling back as well as your body. If you haven't got osteoporosis or osteopenia and your spine's happy, you can keep your legs together like someone's sitting on them, and you can roll back, your arms pulling this bow. We'll do a couple more. I really like to go through the motions and actually have my fingers as if it's on a bow and I'm really pulling something right back. I know there's nothing there, but it sort of helps me. Last one. And then we're going to push ourselves upwards. Now, if you are seated, take your legs wider, and you might put your hands slightly behind you on your seat or hold the bottom of your seat. If you're seated on the floor rather than on a chair, hands lightly behind. We're not sinking all our weight back. I'm almost pushing away a little, so my weight is mainly held here in my belly and on my bum. And we're going to let the legs have a little side to side. Really gently. That's it. And then bring your legs to a still position that's comfortable for you. So I'm going to cross my legs, I think, for this. And just to finish, we're going to do 3 mini shoulder shrugs. So if your shoulders come up here, I want half of that. So you saw how mine came up to here. I'm going to do 50% effort. Breathe in, mini shrug. Breathe out, rolling back and down. Breathe in, a little mini shrug. Breathe out, little squeeze of the shoulder blades together and down. One more. Now take your palms out to the sides. Scoop up the air. Feel the air in your fingers as you bring your hands together in towards your chest. Well done, everybody. Oh, that felt lovely to be back with you all. Hope you have a lovely week, and I shall see you again next week. Bye-bye.